Good morning, everyone. I hope you've had a great stitchy week. Mine has been busy. Busy on the busy, not so much on the stitchy, but that's all right. Making good progress, doing a little bit of this and that and the other. Today it'll be the usual few progress reports, a couple bits of stash, and well, we're going to actually start off with a few questions because, oh my goodness, I got questions. That sounded so funny, you guys. It's like, I have questions. No, I was asked a couple of questions. First off, I wrote them down. If I turn on my computer while I record, the fan in the computer is super noisy and you won't be able to hear anything I can say. So I wrote them down, so I'm going to look here at my wonderful piece of paper. Anyway, Carol Hendry asked about the difficulty of the hardanger in my heirloom nativity sampler. You can see that hanging up kind of back here. I'd say the difficulty of the hardanger is not high. It uses like the first 3 or 4 super basic stitches to do the cloister blocks, some woven bars, a couple little some weaving in the open squares. It's really the most basic stuff, and so I think you probably be really quite successful with it. I lucked out in that there is a little shop in town that they do knitting classes and tatting classes and classes on this and that and the other. One day I'm going to take the tatting class if it didn't cost $120. Anyway, so they happened to offer a hardanger class not too long while I was in the middle of working on the project. And so my best friend and I, we took the class and learned a bit about the hardanger. And by the end of the class, I'm like, oh yeah, this is no problem. I've got this, no problem. But the hardanger was okay. It wasn't like a first love sort of thing. But my best friend, she really, really loved it. And she just went to town and designed some really quite fun things while we were in class, and then found a pattern for an angel with, one of those china heads, and then you do the body. Anyway, the angel had a lot of hardanger on her for her wings and her dress and this and that. Anyway, my best friend, she went crazy, did a couple extra things, but since I was okay with it, the thing I had the hardest time with was clipping the bits that you're supposed to clip out in the hardanger close enough to the cloister bars so that you didn't have any, loose ends showing. That was the hardest part that I had for me. But anyway, neither here nor there. The confession is on this project over there. This project is that I didn't actually do the hardanger. My best friend did it for me just because she really liked it and she was so kind, and she went and did it for me, and it took her like half a day or something because she's amazing. And so hope that's helpful, Carol. The hardanger's not hard. It's detail, like cross stitch and specialty stitches. You just count and do it. And if I remember correctly, the instructions in the pattern were really quite good, so I don't think you'll have too much trouble on it. If you luck out and find a place that is taking a class, awesome. Look up videos on YouTube. I'm sure there are a billion of them. It'll give you an even better idea of what to do. From Beverly Evinger, who I think is asking this question of a lot of us, because I've seen a couple of other floss tubers answer these questions. She would like to know if I make a working copy of my patterns, and the answer is it kind of depends. Depends upon the pattern, and that usually depends upon how complex it is. For like easy things like the Lizzie Kate that I'm doing, I haven't. For a couple of the pansy patterns over here I'm working on, I haven't. But for Gypsy Mermaid, I did make a copy of that pattern. I have a working copy of my Lavender Pansies pattern. So it kind of depends upon the design itself and how difficult or crazy or whatever it is. Beverly asks, how do I mark the area worked? I use a highlighter. This is my working copy for the Lavender Pansies. I use a highlighter. Mark it off as I go. And on one of the other pages, there's like 3 different colors of highlighter, and that's fine. And then the last question Beverly asks is, how do I work a pattern? I don't work in columns, I don't work in squares, I don't grid my stuff. For the most part, I start in the center and work my way out. But I just kind of choose a color and follow that color for a while, or I'll stitch, that one color for as long as I can handle it. And if I get tired of that color, I switch colors. And so it's really kind of random and haphazard. I feel like doing this. Oh, I feel like doing that. And so that's kind of how I work my patterns. On the lavender pansy one, I'll do like maybe 2 or 3 lengths of one color and then switch colors and do 2 lengths of another color just to switch it up, just to keep me interested. And the last question is from Joni Miller. She asked if I had thought about showing like a tutorial or how I do my little project bags that I've been working on. Maybe when I'm done with the play, I'll take some time and film how I made my couple project bags with my leftover jelly rolls. Which is really funny because I just, kind of wing it a little bit here and a little bit there, and it looks like it works pretty well, and off we go to the races. So that's how so that was our questions from the week. Thank you, everybody. I hope I answered those sufficiently enough. So that brings us to our progress report. Yay! I have been at the theater quite a bit, so that means my theater project is getting a lot of love. I showed this last week. This is a pansy kit from Orchidea, and it is a stamped kit, which I was a little dismayed by when I originally bought it and brought it home. But then I discovered that the stamped kit was perfect for taking to the theater, because then I don't have to mess around with paper and a highlighter and a marker and all those other things. I don't know how close so you can see that I've got the orange and yellow pansy all done. I've got the black here, and I'm working on the darkest bits of purple up here and way over here. You can kind of see how it's stamped on here. I don't know what I'm going to do about the color key down here at the bottom. Maybe I'll try and wash this when I'm done to see if that is water soluble and if it comes out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I guess I have another cute pansy pattern that will just go into the bin of shame, and that will be that. Yep, lots of days at the theater last week. I actually worked all 4 shows on Saturday. It was one of those where I clocked in at 8 a.m. in the morning and clocked out at 10:30 at night. 14 and a half hours. It was a long day. It was a long, long day. Let's see. I left the pattern to this somewhere. I don't know where it is. Whatever. Is it here? Nope. Okay. This is my little Sunday stitch that I've been working on. This is Pansies by Serendipity Design. And it's been a while since you've seen this one, just because I haven't really felt like stitching on it a lot. But I worked on a lot of the green. I've got the green in the thread. So I finished all of the darkest green color right here, right there. Finished all that, and now I'm working on sort of the medium green color, getting that all put in. My very top pansy up there is all done. Woohoo! So I'm excited for that. Had a good little bit of time and felt like stitching on this one, so I did. Just like, don't we all? I felt like it, so I did it. No questions asked. And then the last little one that I've been stitching on is the Lizzie Kate Spooked Mystery Sampler. And this has been my at work stitch, not the at theater stitch, but the at real honest pays the bill work stitch. And with the students back in town and the university getting underway again, we've got a lot going on. And so it was also the end of the month, and so I'm an accountant, and so we have a busy couple days before the end of the month and a couple days after the end of the month, really busy. So I didn't get a ton done, but I stitched all the lovely border up here. I got all and how, my roof, and my tree. And so I'm working on that, and I realized that I haven't got my cardboard up, and you can kind of see through it, and the, it's pixelating pretty badly there. You get those funny waves on linen when you try to photograph them. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Let's see, this is a 32 count linen from Under the Sea Fabrics in Naiad, I believe it's called. And it's great. It's a nice dark spooky nighttime color. It almost reminds me of when the skies in Colorado Springs would turn tornado gray when a big storm was coming across the plains. Not tornado gray, guys, tornado green. Those of you who really do live in the path of tornadoes know what I'm talking about. That the sky turns a really eerie color when the tornadoes are coming across. So that's what I worked on this week. And this second, third, another part, forget counting. I just, counted cross stitch, accounting. I'm not counting anymore. Done. So let's move on to the next part, which is stash acquisitions. Unlike last week when I managed to be really, really good and not buy anything, this week I was not good. This week I bought whatever I felt like, because why not? So the first thing that came in, we'll show you, is an order from Brenda's Minders and More. And of course, I had to get the K, because why not? And then I am absolutely in love with those teeny tiny flowers. They are so tiny. I love them. I find that I love, love, love the small teeny tiny minders. So those came in from Brenda's Minders and More. There's all her information on the product card. Absolutely fun. Can't wait to pull those off, and I'm gonna work on those. Well, pull those off the card and put them on other things that I'm working on. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm really, really tired. Did I tell you that I worked 14 and a half hours yesterday at the theater? Tired. This child. All right, what do we got? So, and then I did an order from 123 Stitch because, why not? I don't know. So I got a few things off of my wish list. And so, Lizzie Kate's Be Kind, Be Honest, Be Silly. I realize I read those from bottom to top, but I thought the sentiment was wonderful. Be silly, be honest, be kind. And if you can be kind and honest at the same time, more power to you. It's all the better, right? So I picked that one up. Absolutely adorable. Since I'm addicted to the Reels kits currently, they had these violets and they're purple, so I decided they needed to come home and live with me. So I purchased that little kit. Mirabilia's Crescent Dreams, the little baby on the moon. Absolutely adorable. I think this one might have been on one of their flash sales, and it was on my wish list and flash sale, and so of course it had to come home. And then part one of Wherefore Art Thou. There we are. Get it in. We all know what that looks like. It's the Juliet pattern. It was on sale. Part one was on sale, so I just bought part one. I didn't buy the other two parts because they weren't on sale. So maybe as they go on sale, I will pick them up. Because she's so beautiful. She's really beautiful, even though I think the story of Romeo and Juliet is like really, really stupid. teenagers making dumb decisions with their hormones. This isn't a love story. This is whiny brats doing whatever they want. Anyway, so she's beautiful. I might have to give her another name so that she's not Juliet standing on the balcony. Some other name. Maybe she's Catherine. That'd be fun. All right. But that story bothers me too. Anyway, so the last thing I picked up was the Jim Shore's monogram. Is that in frame? Yep. Little monogram book. It's been on my wish list forever, and it was one of the flash sales. And when I opened it up and flipped through it, I didn't realize that, well, we'll just kind of show you briefly. So you can see here that there's a pattern for each letter. But up front, they have all sorts of different borders and stuff that you can, hopefully you couldn't see that very well. It was at a poor angle. And the key is nowhere near the front of the thing. It took me a while to figure out where the key was when I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, where's the key? Where is it? Anyway, it's hidden. Anyway, so there are several different border options that you can choose to surround your letter with whenever you do whatever you decide to do with it. And as you see on the back, they did a banner that says Noel. And then this over here is initials on an Afghan. Here's one version of the borders on a pillow, a different set of versions, another thing with different borders that are way across over there. Anyway, so it was super cute. And since it's Mill Hill, there are about a bajillion beads on it. A bajillion, that would be safe to say. Anyway, it really is cute, guys. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to have to do a K. 'Cause always. Anyway, so there is our Stashquisitions for the week. Oh, looking over here at my table, I almost forgot about these. Remember a couple weeks ago I was on the hunt for some pansy charms to go with a pansy pattern that I had bought used that didn't have the charms? Well, I found good charms, but I also found... Are you going to focus? Focus. You're thinking about it, but then it's glary. You can kind of see... Anyway, these little tiny pansy charms. They're painted brass, I think. Found them on Etsy. They're really cute, purple and pink. I hope you guys can see that. Anyway, so I thought instead of doing the big giant bead that you can buy for Wherefore Art Thou, it would be more me to do a pansy. So I had to pick those up. They're cute. I might have to order more of them and maybe make a pair of earrings with them, or I don't know, or a scissor fob, or things with lots of pansies. Because now that I am rambling, I am going to tell you that that is everything and more from this week. I hope you guys have a great stitching week, and I hope the frog stays far, far away from your house. Hugs and stitches. Bye.